This really need to be made because everybody knows what I mean. It's like every month it gets 10 times worse.
You know, this is the power of a film because you and I could talk about this, but it's very difficult, particularly in America. America is a country defined by innocence. We haven't had the kind of horrors that Europe experienced in the last century. We haven't lived the kind of life that people in other countries have lived. I mean, I have because I'm an immigrant. I grew up in India. But the truth of it is, Americans have not seen anything like this. And so the idea that we could have a police state here is really hard for people to get their head around. So the advantage of a film is that you can bring it to them. You can show them up close the hot breath of the police state on your face. And it's not just Trump and it's not just January 6th, because people will go, there's some guys who will say, well, I'm not Trump and I didn't go in the Capitol, but I pay my taxes. I'm a good guy. So this could never happen to me. And I'm going to try to show that guy that you couldn't be more wrong.
My goodness.
I tell people all the time, I expect any day for them to do anything, come knock on my door, arrest me for anything. I don't put it past them framing me. There's no telling why, I expect it.
You know, years ago when I had my case with the Obama administration, I was stuck into overnight confinement for 8 months. And somebody asked me, they said, well, were you scared of like the other guys who were in confinement with you? And I was in confinement with some guys who had served some pretty serious offenses. And I go, no, I'm actually not scared of any of them. I'm actually scared of the people who run this place because I have a locker. They have full control over my locker. If they put drugs in my locker and then I get, 10 years based on that, that will surprise me less than me getting into some trouble with one of the other inmates. That's actually something I'm less worried about. So this really tells you that we are at a time when a lot of the thugs we have to worry about are thugs with badges, thugs in authority, and a thuggish regime that sprawls not just across the public sector, multiple agencies of government, but involves academia, elements of the media, digital platforms, nonprofits. So it's a sprawling octopus we're dealing with.
Oh, it truly is.
I can also warn anybody that if it's not on your side and they're like, well, I don't like that person, I'm glad this is happening. If you think it's going to stop there, it's going to turn on you one day too if you let it happen.
In the end, it surely will. Now, in the short term, when leftists say to me, I don't have to worry about being kicked off YouTube, or I don't have to worry about the FBI coming to my door, they're right, because they are the people who are helping to build, to construct the police state. And so they are temporarily immune. But of course, as we see with other police states, once they're fully established, then nobody's safe. Stalin went around and killed all the rival communists and all the tons of people who were party members. And they did not expect it to happen to them. And it happened to them last. But nevertheless, they were not immune.